Yeah, that's the major story of the week, the passing on of the former Deputy President David Mabuza. Lots of activity around the preparations for the funeral. Right now, let me take you to Mpumalanga, where there's a briefing taking place outside his home in Barberton.
Mr. Mashilo, we saw the provincial leadership going with some of the representatives of the family, going inside the family farm, looking at a particular area. Where would his final resting place be? Are you looking at having it here or somewhere else where ordinary members of society can have access to that particular memorial of the former Deputy President?
Those details will be finalized since the National Executive Committee today, DSG, will be around. Because remember, I was the Deputy President of the ANC. The Litula House and the family still have to discuss those integrities. Immediately they will brief the media and the country where will be the actual venue of the summit.
Anything else?
All right, Mr. Speedy Mashilu Mulukomoloto here from ENC.
That is Mr. Speedy Mashilo, the Deputy Chairperson of the ANC here in the province of Mpumalanga, where they are essentially preparing for these memorial services. I am just going to grab Muzi Chirwa, the Provincial Secretary. Mr. Chirwa, just the essence of the legacy of Mr. Mabuza, particularly preparing for these memorial services. He was a mobilizer on the ground. How far are you looking at holding these particular memorials at these three particular regions of Etanzeni and all the other regions of Mpumalanga?
Thank you very much. From the point of mobilization as his strength, you can see around us there are already comrades who are here. Already in the family homestead, there are arrangements for the comrades who will be mobilized to come in and out to pay their condolences to the family. However, in the three districts, that's where we are going to see a huge number of attendants so that we minimize the comrades probably may come here. But indeed, it is going to be plus minus 5,000 per venue each attendance, which is going to be roughly 15,000. But any number is welcome.
But looking at how he had a vast, wide array of influence across the province and across South Africa, and particularly to the SADC region as well and other parts of the African continent, some may have felt that perhaps you must take the funeral service to Mbombela Stadium to allow all and sundry of Mpumalanga to have that opportunity to bury the former Deputy President. What's the thinking around the logistics, particularly for the funeral, from an ANC perspective, that it may influence government to ultimately take?
That we are waiting for the DSG Comrade Nomvula Mokonyane, and we had an opportunity to engage with the family. That aspect will be finalized when the DSG is here with us. So it is not yet concluded.
As Mpumalanga, what will be one of your lasting legacies, particularly remembering how David Mabuza led this particular province of Mpumalanga for 3 consecutive terms as provincial chairperson? You worked with him, particularly when you were in Garsibande as well.
Decisive leadership, selflessness, hardworking, serving our people honestly, and promoting unity of the ANC and unity of of the society that where we work with, be it Mpumalanga and the country.
So in short, you're saying that the details of the funeral services will be ultimately finalized when the DSG Nomvula Mokonyane arrives later on this afternoon?
Definitely today in the afternoon. DSG is on the way. Will come back. She will come in and come back and give all those details as concluded.
Thank you very much, Muzi Chirwa. That is the Provincial Secretary of the ANC here in Mpumalanga, ultimately saying that they will be finalizing the funeral arrangements for their former Deputy President today. The DSG of the ANC, Nomvula Mokonyane, is on her way to Lasizwe to engage with the family. The President was meant to arrive here today, but he's no longer coming. He has departed for his international obligations as part of South Africa being part of the BRICS countries for the BRICS meeting in Brazil, where Sophie Mukwena is at. We are told that during the course of next week, the President will also be making his way here to Barberton to visit the family home, either on Tuesday or Wednesday. But we do know that there will be memorial services for the former Deputy President of the ANC and of the country in all 3 regions of the ANC, Emalahleni, Garsibande, and also Ehlanzeni, where we are currently at here in Mbombela. All 3 regions on Thursday will hold memorial services. Funeral arrangements will be finalized today, but ultimately Cholasizwe, this is not, this is a state funeral that the former Deputy President is entitled to, that will be given by the government led by President Ramaphosa, which the family has to work with the government in adhering to some of those state protocols that may ultimately need to be adhered to. We do know that there is discussions that the cemetery may be here at the family home, at the farm here. We did see the provincial leadership with some representatives of the family going to look at a particular within this farm, just like the late Jabu Mabuza, businessman, a relative of the former Deputy President. He was buried in his farm in Emelo. They are looking at something similar to that particular nature in putting him to his final resting place here at his Barberton farm.
All right, thank you for that. That's Samkele Maseko live for us from Barberton there, part of the SABC News team that is covering. That will give you wall-to-wall coverage, really, of that story as we build up to the funeral of the late former Deputy President David Mabuza.